Hi everyone, this is Zoracanvas. Today I'm sharing the process behind this painting. I hope it inspires you or maybe gives you something useful for your own art process. Please like, comment and subscribe, and let's get started. The first step was a simple black and white value blocking to plan out the background shapes. I used a 2-point perspective grid in Procreate. It helped me quickly sketch different shapes on the ground while keeping the perspective consistent, bigger in the front, flatter and thinner farther back. The main focus is Link in the foreground, with the Bokoblin behind him as a second point of tension. I plan to add smaller objects between them to visually connect the two and lead the eye through the scene. The rest of the landscape shapes should also subtly guide the viewer's eye toward the main focus. I didn't find a good reference for this angle, and I wasn't totally sure how high to place Link and the horse in the scene, so I mostly figured it out by feel. I use the layer blending modes to add colors. I don't usually color this way, but for this painting, the background is mostly light, and I already had a pretty clear color direction in mind. Cooler tone for the environment, vibrant red-violet and warm yellow on Link, so this approach was just a lot faster. Once I had the color direction down, I imported it into Photoshop to tweak the colors. I used curves, hue saturation, and selective color a lot. Brought it back into Procreate and kept adding more elements to make the image feel richer and to enhance the depth and perspective. Tried a quick pre-render of Link's face, didn't like it, so I moved on to other things for now. For this style, his face can't be too realistic, so I kept the light and shadows subtle and only painted in the small shapes that suggest the facial structure. At this point, the background still felt a little empty, and I wanted to push the perspective more, so I added a stream as a line element running through both the foreground and the distance. Added more tiny broken shapes along the horizon to push the feeling of distance even further. I added a light edge from his right to emphasize the turning planes of the form. Repainted horse and decided to show more of the head since it was too cropped before and wasn't reading clearly. Because it's a snowy scene, I added a soft light edge along the figures to help sell the atmosphere and make them blend in better. I enhanced the colors and overall effect using Photoshop's Camera Raw filter, then add a tiny bit of perspective blur and chromatic aberration in Procreate. That made the painting crisper and looks pretty good. And that's the finished painting. Thanks so much for watching the process with me. I hope it was interesting or helpful in some way. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.